Our return trip to the school keeps getting delayed in one way or another. Shizune and Misha come back so late that there's no use even leaving, and we end up staying another day. The morning after, we miss the train by a single minute, and the next two don't arrive. We missed the fourth train because I wandered off to get a drink. In the meantime, Shizune wasn't very happy about that. By the time I finally get back to my room, I feel so tired. Even though I spent most of the ride back sleeping, I can't say it's only because of today. This seems like a familiar symptom of traveling. It's not the first time it's happened. Keep a little rest. If no one has beaten me to it, I could do a thesis on it. Maybe in a medical journal. Returning from a trip syndrome. Not very creative. I fall asleep before I can even think of a better name. Oh god. A loud knock on my door wakes me up only a few hours into my nap. I'm annoyed because I had just been in the middle of a dream that I can't remember, having been woken up in the middle of it, because I'm sure it was a good one. I briefly wonder who it could be, but it's not like I get many visitors, so I'm sure it's Kenji. I hope he's just rolling out of some Holt welcome wagon and not going to hit me up for some money again. If that were the case, I'd almost be touched. He's just falling back asleep without opening the door. Not touched enough to fight off the urge to roll over and go back to sleep, though. Is that it? No knocking? A few hours after that, I wake up again and immediately spot an envelope on the floor. Must be something that came in the mail while I was away. That's Shizune and Misha's department. So I wonder if they dropped by to give it to me, or maybe someone filed in for them in their absence and told Kenji to pass it along. When I pick it up, any remnants of sleepiness instantly vanish. Even if the name of the sender wasn't on it, I would have known whom it was by looking at the envelope itself, realizing why it looked so familiar, by recognizing the delicate handwriting addressing it. It's from Wanako. At first, I can't believe it, but it wouldn't be too hard for her to track me down if she wanted to. Of course, I hadn't thought of that she would want to. She was maybe my girlfriend for all of 5 seconds. After that, we barely spoke to each other. It would be too easy to put this letter away somewhere and forget about it. Part of me wants to do that or throw it away, unread. Why I want to do these things, I don't know. It would be easy to do them, easier than to read it. Slitting the envelope open with the tip of a pen, I'm surprised by the length of the letter that spills out. Dearest Hal, how are you? I hope you're well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year, so we're pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time, even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things are like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. The small talks make me feel nostalgic. It's almost like I'm in the hospital again. Every now and then, Wanako would drop by and give me this gist of what was going on in a class. Even then, I had an inkling about what I would return to. It's so weird to think that we are already seniors, isn't it? Time really has flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seems so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic for this whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to see them in person, and I have no excuses for it. The truth is, the times when I visited you at the hospital made me worried about you. I'm not talking about your health. You seem to be more distant and disheartened. It was natural after something like that happened, I'm sure, but somehow I got the feeling that you had given up on something back then. Happiness, maybe? I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I'm really sorry about not being able to support you when it mattered the most, even though I like you so much. At least now, finally, I can be more honest. What a convenient time for her to rediscover her sincerity. Well, even as I think that, I know she's right. Distant and disheartened is a good way to describe it, and maybe I had given up, too. It weighs on my heart when I think back then when I was lying on the hospital, feeling so bitter that she finally stopped showing up. I wasn't surprised, and I had no right to be. How could she not stop coming when it was the only expectation I had of her? She dropped by only for all of 6 weeks after the incident. If I had drifted away from her, it was because I could feel her already moving herself away from me the moment she showed up. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you not to give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. I hoped you managed to get back on your feet on your own. Not that the distance between us is also physical. It also feels more final, somehow. I wonder if we meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't? Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you're doing. I wish you the best. Sincerely, Iwanako. It's a strange feeling. I know that I'm never going to hear from her again. If she really wanted to keep in touch, she wouldn't have picked a medium like snail mail to do it through. If she would get my address, then my email or phone number, we wouldn't have been much more work had she wanted them. This is only a goodbye. I exhale, only now becoming aware that I've been reading with bated breath. Now who's being distant, Iwanako? But maybe it really is for the best. For her to pick up a pen and write this letter to me, it can only be because she felt guilty about how things ended. That she was hurt by how we floated out of each other's lives makes me feel a sort of wistful happiness. I almost want to thank her, and I only don't because I know she wouldn't want me to reply. There's a knock on my door, then it opens anyway about a millisecond later. I forgot to lock it, stupidly. "What's up, man? Why's your door open?" I run to the door faster than is probably medically safe for me to do, so I can prevent Kenji from seeing the mountains of pills in just a couple feet away from him. There's no way he can see it anyway, blocked from his sight only by the door. Then there's a letter I'm holding. If he asks about it, I don't think I can make up anything convincing. About 2 feet away from him, I realize that his vision is so bad that it was probably never an issue. He didn't even see me about to practically tackle him back through the doorframe. "Hey, what the hell, man? What are you talking about? Your room has a billion locks on it, yet you barge right through other people's doors. You didn't even wait a second after knocking before you tried the door. It was like simultaneous. You're already opening the door while you were knocking on it." "See, that's exactly why I have all those locks. It's a cold and uncaring world out there. A gatecrasher's world. Now you understand. I just taught you a valuable lesson, dude. Knowledge is power. Why are you yelling at me? I'm a hero. Look at you. You didn't even lock your door. The average woman could have killed you a billion times already, then replaced you with a female clone indistinguishable from the original. It almost happened to me." Ignoring the latter part since it's too confusing, it's funny that he should say that. He was unable to stop me from tackling him head on, yet apparently a woman could have killed me a billion times. If this man is a hero, we're all doomed. Which also means that the person knocking earlier wasn't Kenji, because he would have just opened the door. "What's that you got there?" Somehow he's able to see the letter in my hand. With how I've been waving it around, it's no surprise. I fold it back up quickly, but take care not to whip it behind my back or anything else. That would be too suspicious. Seems like I'm jumpier than I thought I'd be about Iwanako writing me. I got a letter. Yeah, I put that there. Okay, never mind. "I was sleeping. Then I woke up because I heard explosions. Put my head on my helmet, then peeked outside to see what was going on. But it was only that student councilwoman, okay, there it is, banging on your door. It was the one without the pink hair. She was knocking so loudly that it was obvious she wanted filled with murderous rage. Rage at you. Then somehow sensed me behind her. Ow, what? How? She's deaf. And I tried to escape, but it was too late. She caught me and started pointing at the door. I opened my mouth to tell him that she's deaf, but decided not to for various reasons. I didn't really get it, and she got more and more pissed off, like an old man trying to use its touchscreen phone. She was going to kill me and replace me with a woman version of me, but then sunlight reflected off my glasses and blinded her, saving my life. It was like, behold, optic blast. I don't get how someone with glasses can be hurt by glasses. She uses them too. She would be immune to their death rays, but whatever. She gave me this envelope with your name on it and just left. Clearly, she was out for blood, so I lied again, saying you were away. I think you were away, right? I've been trying to ask if you wanted help with my homework for a week now, but kept getting no answer. Welcome back, man. Thanks. Yeah, so she gave me this envelope, had your name on it, didn't want to hold on to it because what if it was a bomb? So I shoved it under your door, then she was gone. I was going to tell you, but you got back before I could. At least it's not a bomb. Gee, thanks. I'm not going to help you out with your math homework because what if your math textbook is a bomb? He looks devastated, and also he's considering the possibility that it really could be a bomb. I guess it is possible since no one really uses their math book all that much. I throw the letter onto the dresser behind me, turn to leave, swinging the door shut behind me as I do. It collides against the tip of Kenji's shoe, then bounces back open, while he hops around for a bit, acting like it hurt way more than it should have. Before I know it, he's already inside my room. I'm powerless to stop him before he scoops up the letter, strangely ignoring the towers of pill bottles surrounding it. Don't just read mail that isn't your own. Come on, what is it? Love letter from your girlfriend? Does she include any photos? Sexy photos? How does he hate women, but he still likes the sexy photos, dude? Reclining against the dresser, paying no mind to the bottles, he sends all of over the floor by doing so. Kenji quietly reads through Ivaneko's letter. The process takes seemingly forever. With how close he holds it up to his face, makes it look like he's trying to eat it. Who's Ivaneko? My ex-girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend, huh? This is the breakup letter, then. Thought they were a myth. No, I guess it is, but really, she's been my ex-girlfriend for a while. Anyway, I think I'm already over it. Kenji gives a thumbs up, clearly relieved that I'm not going to take this into an awkward direction, although I almost want to, since I told him not to read it. Yeah, that's a good attitude. It's alright, I had a bad breakup too. Can't let you get you down. I mean, just look at me. But hey, she wrote you a letter. Maybe she wants to get back together, huh? It says right here to write her back. You should do it. Is she cute? What? He goes from like, is this girl cute to like, God, I hate all women. It's so confusing. For a guy who thinks feminists are working to enslave men everywhere, he really is interested in cute girls. Yeah. I have a girlfriend. Besides, look at the context. She doesn't want me to write back. Just because that's what it says, that's not what it means. But that's what she wrote. The rockfish kid chick totally still wants you. It even says right there. I read it, I know what it says, and I told you, you have to look at the context. She said I drifted away from her, and everything there shows that she accepted that. I think the reason she wrote to me is just because she wants to. I guess part admissibly. But we're done. She doesn't want to get back together, or whatever you're thinking. As I think about it more, it sounds to me that I'm just trying to make excuses for myself. That's not a good place to be. I'm positive that she doesn't want me to write her back, and I can live with that. If I were to write her back and get less than a desirable response, or no response, then I would have been crushed. Perhaps the fear of that is why I'm trying to justify my decision. It could be, but I don't want to think about it. The thought is oddly repulsive. Why is this such a big deal to you anyway? Because you should write back to her. She wants you to. I want to see what the response is going to be. Damn, it doesn't have to be such a nice letter. Wait, it doesn't even have to be a nice letter. That's cool too. But you could write an angry letter and call her out. That's my new attack strategy. I'm going to call women out. You should try it. Even if she wrote me a letter, you would have to understand what that means. Writing someone a letter is different now. It's not something you just do. In this kind of situation. You could pick up your phone and call someone across the world in an instant and talk to them almost as if they were there with you. Or send them an email. They'll at least be notified instantly when they got it and can reply back just like that. A letter can be a personal thing, but she wanted to keep me at an arm's distance. It's not like I can pop over there and visit her. If I had her number, I could call her. If I had her email, I could mail her. If she really wanted to hear back from me, she would have dropped me one of those in there. I feel silly for continuously reassuring myself that I'm not fazed by Iwanako writing to me, when it's so obvious that I am. It could be like a gradual thing to her. She might be too shy to call you up. I remember my girlfriend would always send me text messages because she was so shy. It was annoying as hell, man. I didn't really give a shit about phones, so I didn't have the thing. Turns out I had to pay for every single one, but I don't like phones, so I couldn't even call her to tell her back to cut that out. Did it anyway, though. Called her, even used a phone. It was literally the call out. I guess it was. Even if he's right, it means that Iwanako still wants to keep her distance from me. She's not ready to chat with me comfortably. Why? Am I some kind of freak? I'm not reassured by her actions anyway. In that case, maybe I'm overthinking it. I just don't know. Kenji can't think of anything to say, and the silence that follows up is so awkward and thick that I start to count the seconds until he makes up a reason to leave and excuses himself. I miss her. Whoa, your ex? Yeah, even if she was insane, it was nice being with her. My back hurts. Even if she was still around, I could tell her to massage it. I don't know how to use an oven, either. I miss baked food. We would go bowling in the hallway sometimes. I miss that too. I had to bowl all by myself during that last festival. Oh, that's so sad. Why is this like also the Kenji route? We saw that picture of him earlier, too. This is just like really deep into Kenji's backstory. You bowl in the hallway, you're gonna hit someone. She used to say that all the time. Kenji sighs nostalgically, clearly not appreciating just how badly someone can get hurt by slipping on a bowling pin. Apparently, neither did his girlfriend, since she bowled with him. What a strange definition of love, but I guess it's something. Maybe you should write her a letter. If she write back, you can get married. Married? No, 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 no. Okay, fine, but why not? You clearly like her, even though you hate women. Feminists, not women. Feminists. There's a difference. There are non-feminist women. Damn, your discrimination's incredible. Correlation doesn't equal causation. Even if she's an insane and a woman, she doesn't mean she's a feminist insane woman. It's like how an absence of evidence isn't the evidence of absence. If it's true, then by the related property, the presence of evidence does not equal the evidence of presence. Actually, I think it is, and I don't think that's called relative property. Nope, shut up. It's mathematics. You're saying math is wrong. I think he is wrong. So even Kenji has someone that he likes. I'm tempted to ask why he and his ex broke up, or to dig more information in general, but I shouldn't. Not only would it be prying, but he might reverse the question back to me. This conversation just makes me think about Chizune, although the thoughts I'm having are scattered and wispy, just questions. I wonder if I had the chance to love Iwanako. I thought this whole situation still stings me, a sour note in the back of my mind. I like Shizune much more, yet it feels like I'm chasing her. Even now, I don't mind the chase, but I want to close that distance between us. He said the same thing about the other two girls, too. Iwanako's letter is responsible, but I've also felt this way for a while. I've come closer, but it's not enough, and I want to try again, right now. I tell Kenji to get out so I can change and then head for the student council room. The grounds are mostly deserted today, which is a shame because it's so nice out. No one answers when I knock, and I try to go in anyway, but it's locked. When I pull my hand away from the doorknob, it's covered in dust. Looks like no one's been there since we left. My wallet is already back in my room. Wait, since I'm out here and dressed, I might as well get something to eat in town. My wallet's back in my room, though. Oh. On the way back there, I stumble across Misha sitting down by the main building. Her eyes are closed in sleep, and she looks very tranquil. She looks like she's about to start crying. It's always been so hard to picture her not constantly bouncing around or hopping on the tips of her toes impatiently. My first instinct is to call out to her and ask if she's seen Shizune, or if she wants to go to town with me. But by now I've seen her, I don't feel like disturbing her, and I leave her alone. She looked really sad. That was a weird way to end that.